Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rediscovering Me Virtual Summit. It's your girl, Nakia P. Evans. Listen, I'm super excited to be here another night. We've been doing it big all week. So if you haven't been joining us, I don't know what's going on. Like, what you doing? What you missing? Okay. So you need to make sure that you are on, make sure that you are connecting with us. And also this weekend, I will be playing all of our replays as well. Okay, so make sure that you join our email list. So listen, guys, tonight I'm super excited because we have another amazing speaker tonight that's going to come and empower you and educate you. She's going to share her story and talk about from pain to purpose. Okay, from pain to purpose. And if you've been following her on Facebook, she's been constantly talking about what she's going to be sharing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to learn what I'm going to be learning on tonight. I'm excited to know what you're going to be learning tonight, and also the empowerment that's going to happen as well. So our speaker for tonight is Kachera Chilza. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on. Give me one sec. Hey, love, how are you?
I am doing well. Hello, happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. I am excited to have you here as well. So, what I'm going to do, love, is I'm going to go ahead and move on out the way. I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm excited to hear what you're going to teach us on tonight.
All right. Welcome, everyone. I am so honored to have the opportunity to be here with you guys today and to share with you all my journey from pain to purpose. There is always purpose in every single season that you experience. And today I wanted to share my story and some of the experiences that I have gone through and how I have been able to reflect upon those experiences to learn and grow from them and to find and develop purpose from those experiences. So, I presented a little slideshow for you guys. So, I am going to share my screen and all right. So, here we go. So, from pain to purpose. Make sure that you guys can see me. All right, perfect. So you guys can see me. All right, so from pain to purpose. So this has definitely been a lifelong journey. Every single season of your life, you're always going to be continuing to grow, to learn, to experiences, new different things, and to find different purposes in all of those seasons of your life. So, I am Kishara Chisholm. I am a certified therapeutic art instructor, a life coach, and a YouTube blogger. I use art as a means to facilitate my own healing after experiencing multiple traumatic experiences. I felt purpose to help others heal as well through creativity and self expression. So I became a certified therapeutic art instructor. So, how do you find purpose? We all are here and brought to this world, to this place of existence for a reason, for a season, and for a purpose. So, on this journey of life, we all are given experiences to push us towards identifying our purpose. Every season of our life is full of lessons, both good and bad, that help us to develop into the people we are purposed to be. Reflect upon the experiences that you have encountered in your life, release any negative attachments that you have to your past, and take actions toward fulfilling your life's purpose. So, I'm going to begin just by breaking down in some simple terms how I found my purpose. And I begin by truly asking myself, which seems to be some genuinely simple questions, but when you actually sit to reflect and to ponder on these questions, they are harder or more complex than you imagine. So, first, I ask myself, who am I? Why am I here? Where have I come from? Where am I headed? And what is my purpose? So, to begin, let's get started with who I am. Who am I? We all know the identity that we were given by our family and our loved ones when we were first brought here. We adopt the identity of the people who we are surrounded by in order to adapt and grow into a healthy, nurturing environment. However, that identity is not always authentic to who each and every single one of us is independently. For example, I am from a small town in South Carolina. I was raised by my mother, who was a computer engineer, and she was the product of a minister. So I was brought up in a very conservative Christian home. I always was focused and worried about, honestly, being perfect, making sure I do everything correctly, making sure this is right and this person doesn't think this, or that I don't say this, or I don't behave this way, because I was always so centered on religion and on what was going to put forth the best version of myself instead of being authentic to myself. And by doing that, not only did I lose track of who I am, I wasn't given the opportunity to actually find myself and to be able to identify who I truly was or who I truly am as a person. So, when you adopt these philosophies or these beliefs or these ideas that the people around you have about you, it hinders you from being authentic and finding genuine, healthy relationships and connections. It hinders you because now you are in the pattern or in the cycle of trying to portray an image or a persona or an idea of what others will accept of you instead of loving and nurturing yourself for who you are. So, I was raised by my mom up until the age of 11. My mom passed away when I was 11 years old. That was the beginning of a really negative cycle in my life. I was my mother's only child. I do have a sister with my father and my stepmother. However, we never genuinely had a close relationship. My childhood was pleasant. However, I did experience some negative situations and philosophies in regards to how I identified myself based on how I was perceived by my family. Now, for instance, on my father's side of the family, I was the only one that did not live in Virginia. I was the only one that was from somewhere else and was not around often. So even though I would spend the summers with my sister and my dad's side of the family, I always felt isolated. I always felt as though I was different, as if I wasn't quite there out of that I was there more so of obligation, or that I was there more so as a bystander and not a genuine participant in what I was experiencing or what was going on in our society or around me. So I always heard things such as, oh, you're the only one, or you're the only one that does this, or you're going to be this and you're going to do that. And as a child, hearing those things over and over again, especially from caregivers and from people that are supposed to love you and guide you, it is traumatizing. It automatically puts you in a pattern to where you feel like you need to prove yourself, to where you feel like you need to behave and conduct yourself in a particular manner in order to be accepted within your own family and within society, and filter that on top of the lens of being brought up in a religious family and being the preacher's granddaughter and always having all eyes on you. I literally felt like I always had to be perfect. If I didn't walk correctly, if I didn't speak correctly, or if I didn't say this correctly, or if I didn't perform this way correctly, I was devastated. I developed really low self-esteem because I always felt like I was being judged, and I always felt like I wasn't being accepted for who I am, or what I brought to the table wasn't good enough, even if it was outside of my own means. Now, I don't know about other people, but in my family, on my mom's side of the family, we had a pretty traditional Southern Baptist family. My family was very loving, very supportive. However, because of all of the, what's the correct term? Because of all of the emphasis, or all of the importance that my grandfather held in the religious community as a minister, we had that pressure on us as well. So I felt genuinely loved by my both sides of my family. However, I felt judged, or I felt as though I wasn't able to freely be myself on both sides of the family for different reasons and in different ways. So that left me in a season in my adolescence of trying to find myself, when I'm with this part of my family, trying to find out who I am when I'm with this part of my family, and trying to identify who I am internally on my own. But considering that my focus was so much on pleasing my family and pleasing this person and pleasing that person, that I lost myself. I had no idea who I was. All I knew is that I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be accepted. I needed to feel accepted. So I went out and formed relationships with the goal in mind of wanting to be accepted. Not are those relationships healthy, or are those relationships beneficial, but wanting to have an emotional connection with someone led me down the path of forming bad friendships, bad work relationships, bad romantic relationships, bad business relationships, all out of the fear of not wanting to be rejected, out of the fear of making a mistake, out of the fear of pushing people away. I stayed in toxic situations just so I wasn't alone. So when you sit and you ask yourself, who am I? That is a revolving question, because we are always growing and changing in each and every season of our life. I am not the same person that I was last week or last month or last year. Each and every season, every month, every day, who am I is the question that you need to ask yourself before you get started, before you make any choices or decisions, to make sure that you are being authentic to yourself and to your well-being with the actions and the thoughts that you take from asking yourself, who am I? Now, after you identify who you are, and not just where you're from, where you derive from, what you do, but internally, what makes you you? Who are you at your core? Are you kind? Are you honest? Are you generous? And once you identify those traits of who you are, then think of what is it about you that justifies those traits that you are declaring over yourself. And if you do not have the traits that you would like, then now's the time to think about how in ways you which you can develop them. So after that, you ask yourself, why am I here? Not just why am I here in this planet and in this universe, but why am I here in this particular place and season in my life? In my life, what choices have I made to lead me here? What has guided me here? Why am I here? What do I need to learn here? What purpose is there for me in this season of my life? as of right now, I know that I am in this season of my life because I am here to teach, to lead, and to inspire. But it took all the past experiences that I have gone through in my life to push me to that purpose. I had to identify first and foremost who I am to know why I am here in this season and in this purpose in my life. Now, look around your surrounding. Think about what you did today, this month, what's on your to-do list. Think about what it is, why you are here, why you are doing what you are doing at this current moment and state. Is it because of your own genuine desires? Is it because of something that you truly are passionate or purpose for? Or are you in a place or in a season in your life based off of the ideals that other people have for you? So many times we want to show our loved ones that we can be who they desire us to be. We want to make them proud. We strive to make them happy. And a lot of times we lose ourselves because our journey is our own journey. When you continue that pattern on doing things and going places and fulfilling careers and all other sorts of things that are not authentic to you, it's going to lead you down a negative spiral of discontentment. When you're not being authentic with yourself, you will not have authentic, genuine relationships, and you will not be happy, regardless of if you have financial gain, stability. All of those other things are purposeless if you are not fulfilling your true purpose and being your true self. So, why am I here? Am I making the choices that I'm supposed to be making at this moment to be true to the reason why I was created, to live out the desires that I have in my heart? Or am I hindering myself or suppressing myself out of fear of judgment of what this person will think or what that person will think? Most likely, if you were brought up in a pretty conservative family like mine, I'm an artist. I've always been an extremely free spirited person. And I always had unconventional terms or unconditional thoughts in regards to what I wanted to pursue out of life. And I would hinder that or I would suppress it out of fear of not pleasing my family or out of not being as successful as this person or being an embarrassment in this family because all of these people are doing this or doing that, which still just led me down the cycle of suppressing myself and seeking to please other people instead of myself. So I was putting other people's desires and other people's hopes and dreams over my own. And even though the majority of the time these people have good intentions for you, they cannot make you happy. You have to make your own self happy. You have to live out the desires within your own heart. You cannot suppress your desires, your purpose, your vision by trying to live out the fantasy that somebody else has for you or a vision that some other person has for you. So next is, where have I come from? Where have I come from? What has this led me? So, coming from a very judgmental past, I found myself in negative relationships after relationships after relationships. I believed that some toxic traits were actual of genuine affections of love because it was what I was exposed to. A lot of times in society, especially in the urban and ethnic community, we hear over and over again to respect your elders, which, yes, you are supposed to respect your elders. You're supposed to show homage and respect for the people who have come before you. However, being an elder does not give you the authority to speak negatively or to break a child's hopes and spirits just because you feel like you have the right to do so. When a child has negative things spoken over themselves over and over again, they begin to believe those things. And then when they get into romantic relationships where someone is speaking negative verbal and emotional abuse over them, they can't identify it as toxic because it's familiar. This right here was my turning point. The very first picture was an accident that I had on August the 28th in 2018. At this point in my life, I had been in a verbally and emotionally abusive relationship for 4 years. I completely isolated myself. I didn't even tell my family and my friends, even though I knew that the relationship wasn't healthy and that it wasn't balanced. Part of me just continued to justify it because I was familiar with hearing a lot of these negative things with on particularly one side of my family. So I didn't identify it as negative. When he would say things to me, such as, you're a good woman, but you just need to change everything about yourself, and you're not smart enough to do this, and you need to watch all of this to change this, and you need to be eating this so that you can look this way. And I didn't think of it as negative. I didn't think of it as toxic. I didn't think of it as someone breaking my spirit and trying to control me. I actually genuinely looked at it as if, oh, he's giving me criticism because he wants me to be better, because I had already gotten used to feeling criticized by people that were supposed to love me. So when I had this negative, toxic person in my life displaying all these terrible behaviors, I could not identify them for what they were because I had already became familiar with it through the trauma that I had as a child, just from the superficial things that people would say to you that you wouldn't even think would make that big of an impact, but they do. So, before this accident happened, I was extremely stressed out. Not only was I in a relationship with a man that was just extremely narcissistic and hateful in the ways in which he spoke to me, but he was emotionally and mentally controlling me as well. I had saved up all of my money and everything and was in the process of going to invest in my first business, which was an art enrichment program where I would have been traveling to different schools to teach enrichment classes such as art, yoga, and Spanish. However, me being naive and wanting to be connected with this person who I chose to love at this season of my life, that instead of me pursuing my dreams and investing all of my resources and my hard work into my business, I went into business with him to help him fulfill his goals and his vision and put my desires on the back burner to appease him. Not only did this lead me to emotional ruin, but it also led me to financial ruin as well. He basically stole all of my money, controlled every single aspect of the business, made me change my hair, was extremely disrespectful in regards to how he handled me in business relationships and around other people. It's as if he looked for multiple opportunities to humiliate me. And I got so stressed out that I had a stress induced seizure and flipped over my car and had this accident, the first one in the silver charger. Coincidentally or not, the sign in the back says accident. This was no accident. This was purpose. This right here is the only thing that took me away from that toxic relationship. Because after this accident, this person was so hateful towards me that they did not even come to my aid to make sure that I was okay or to make sure that I was alive. They basically told me that it wasn't their fault that I ruined everything and that they hope that I get a good job because epilepsy medicine is expensive and that I must just not be meant to have my own business. It's not meant for everybody, but not to worry about him because he was going to be okay because he had started a business with some other random woman that I didn't know anything about. Not only did he leave me abandoned after I had a seizure and ruined my car and ruined my business, he left me with facing almost $27,000 worth of debt. Just left me. No bye, no hope you're doing well, nothing. Just complete abandonment and isolation, which was hurtful, but it was the absolute thing that I needed in order to move me away from that situation. Because if I would have continued to keep contact with him, it would have continued to keep that repetitive cycle of wanting to be accepted or to be to have someone feel as though I am worthy enough to have their affection. So this accident broke me out of that cycle. I was able to remove the debt from the business, and by the grace of God, I was fine. I started to focus on recovering. They couldn't figure out anything that caused the seizure besides stress. So they told me that if I go 6 months without having a seizure, that I could start, driving again. So I put my focus on starting over, building my life back over again so that I could continue to press forward and go after my dream that I initially had for myself to start my business. So things were looking good. I had just got another car. The doctor told me I could start driving again. I had started working with children again, and I was feeling comfortable with going after and pursuing my business and teaching art and enrichment programs to children when I had another seizure on September the 23rd, 2019, when I was in the white car. And that time I ran into a tree. And after that, I just got devastated. I honestly became more depressed than I did when I had the initial accident, when I had the first accident, because at that time in that season, I knew that I was surrounded around negativity and I had something to almost blame it on or something to push past. But I felt as though I had overcame that just for it all to happen all over again. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do. Now, I did not feel comfortable driving, even though the doctor told me the same thing. They were just going to put me on additional medicine and that I could just wait a couple more months. And if I don't have another seizure, that I could start back driving. But I was terrified. Not only was I terrified, I was heartbroken because my whole business idea was to travel and to go to different schools and to work with children. Well, how can I work with children and how can I travel if I'm randomly having seizures while I'm driving? So I fell into a deep depression. I just got angry and resentful towards everyone. I completely isolated myself. I didn't want anything to do with anyone. I didn't want any advice from anyone. I hated the fact that I had to ask people to help me to go to the store and to do things for me. I was looking at it from the complete wrong perspective because I was blessed to have people that were able to help me, that were able to make sure that I was able to accomplish my goals. But because I was stuck in a negative cycle of thinking, look what happened to me, instead of looking at it from the lens of how can I use this, I rejected everyone. I put anger into everything. Every single job that I had after that was terrible. I had a negative attitude. I had negative work relationships because I was miserable. I gave up on myself. I knew that I had a purpose of being an entrepreneur and using my creativity. But after I had both of these accidents, I just gave up on myself. I just started to work wherever. I didn't even care. I didn't even want to think about doing or creating anything because I felt as though I wasn't able to. And then I just woke up one day and said, I did not overcome both of these accidents to just be sitting here miserable. I survived 2 traumatic accidents with not a scratch, no time spent in the hospital, released the same day. It had been 2 years since I had that accident in 2019 where I ran into the tree and I decided that I was not left here to just give up and to just be mean and angry. That is not who I am. I decided that I was going to take back my power and do what made me happy. And I remembered that before I got sidetracked and focused on pleasing other people, I already had a goal and I already had a desire to share and to teach my artwork. Now, instead of teaching children and spreading joy with my creativity that way, I look back at all the things that I had experienced and realized that maybe it's purpose for me to share my gift of creativity in a different way. So I started back drawing. I started back creating. I started back journaling. And I got into the habit of writing affirmations and saying positive things over myself to encourage myself to build back up my confidence and to focus my attention on what I wanted to accomplish and what I wanted to bring into my life. And then I started to draw them. And I started back art journaling and painting. And I said, you know what? This would be a wonderful way to utilize my art to help spread positivity and to uplift other people to believe in themselves and to find purpose and to rebuild their confidence. So I looked into different ways in which I could do that. And I became a certified therapeutic art instructor so that I could teach other people how not only to build their confidence, but how to speak their voice, how to express themselves creatively without judgment or fear of what other people think, but to just do something for the emotional well-being of themselves. So the next question that I have is, where am I headed? So I started my journey of artistic healing by becoming a therapeutic art instructor. And I wanted to share my love for creativity in a way that was going to help other people. So not only did I get certified, but I started a YouTube channel and I started posting painting tutorials and motivational videos in therapeutic art techniques and affirmations and all kinds of things centered on emotional health and well-being to help other people to overcome whatever experiences it is that they have gone through in their life. So that is basically what all the journey that I took in regards to finding my purpose. So if someone right here, right now, was to ask me, what is my purpose is to be an inspiration. My purpose is to be a positive light in this world, to show people that no matter where you come from, no matter how many times you've been knocked down, regardless of how bad it has gotten, how negative things have been in the past, how much shame or disgrace you might have once felt within your own self, you are able to overcome that. If I'm able to push past all of the negative things that I've gone through in my life, then I wanted to share my story to show other people that it is possible for them to do the same as well. So, my purpose is to motivate, to inspire, and to educate. I want to motivate people to be the very best version of themselves, to love themselves genuinely for who they are, not who they believe they should be, but for who they are at this very moment in their life. You are here for a reason. You are in this moment in your season for a reason. Love yourself right where you are and allow that love to inspire you to push forward to do things that are going to benefit you in the long run. We are all created for a purpose. I want to motivate you and inspire you to fulfill the confidence within yourself to live out and to identify that purpose, and to educate you on constructive ways and how you can do that. So, my mission is to use my creativity to help heal, motivate, and inspires others to be the best version of themselves. I use my art to help me heal after multiple traumatic experiences. I felt purpose to allow others to do the same, so I became a certified therapeutic art instructor and life coach. Now, therapeutic art, in particular, art in general is relaxing and is therapeutic. But I intentionally became certified in therapeutic art because artistic healing is something completely different. Artistic healing is a creative outlook that gives you the ability to express your emotions freely and openly without judgment or restriction. Therapeutic art allows you the opportunity to reflect on your past and present situations and circumstances to aid in the healing process of one's mind, body, and spirit. What makes therapeutic art so wonderful that it does not take any artistic ability to facilitate the creative process. Artistic healing is about self-expression and freedom to voice your emotions with color and shapes. No drawing is required to achieve success in the realm of creative healing. Art gives you the outlet to use simple painting techniques, words of affirmation, and basic images to help you manifest healing in all areas of your life. There is no limitation in which you can use creativity to heal your past and prepare you for a successful future. So, I chose to focus my creative ability on helping inspire and motivate others. I spent years just teaching painting classes, which were fun, but I wanted to do something that filled me with purpose, that kept me motivated, something that was bigger than just me and what I on my own was able to create. But I wanted to be able to help other people to create beautiful things in their emotional life, not just beautiful things to write in their journal, or not just beautiful things to hang on their wall, but beautiful things to keep within their heart. So I have multiple different ways that I help and that have helped me and that still continue to help me. So this journey of healing and me fulfilling my purpose is a never ending cycle, because my purpose is to allow other people to constructive and creatively fulfill their purpose, which then fills me with even more purpose and allows that purpose to continue to grow and develop into a multitude of other different things. So, you can visit my YouTube channel, Kishara Creates, for motivational videos and therapeutic art tech tutorials. I have traditional painting tutorials, painted affirmation tutorials, and specific therapeutic art therapy type tutorials, along with tons of motivational videos as well. Or I also offer one-on-one therapeutic art or life coaching sessions, and I do group paint parties and workshops as well. I do traditional paint style parties, and I also do painted affirmations parties and group therapeutic art seminars and workshops as well. So here are some ways in which you can connect with me. You can find me and tons of resources on my YouTube channel, which is Kishara Creates, or you can follow me at Instagram at Kishara, or on Facebook. My business page is Artist Kishara, and my website and my email address. And I will link all of that so that you guys can have it. But basically, that is everything that I have for you guys today. That is basically my whole journey from start to finish. So my life was filled with a multitude of ups and downs, But regardless of how down I always got encouraged and motivated to. Oh no, love, I just now seen that you guys didn't see the slides. Well, however, I walked you all through it anyway, but since you guys didn't see the slides, I think I'll pull them up for you guys. All right, so now I can see that you guys can see them. I'm so sorry I didn't realize I did the whole presentation without realizing that you guys couldn't see the slides, but here you go. So I'll just give you another brief overview. So, from pain to purpose with me, Kishara Chisholm. So, this just breaks down who I am. So, we all have a purpose and different ways in which you can find your purpose. And I started with how I found my purpose, which was by asking myself, who am I? Why am I here? Where have I come from? Where am I headed? And what is my purpose? And then I broke down all of those questions from who am I to why am I here to where have I come from. So these are the two accidents. The first one at the top was the one that was stemmed from the abusive relationship that I was in. And the second one down at the bottom was the one that really kind of took me for a whirlwind because I didn't understand where it came from. But luckily to say that I have been seizure free for over 2 years now. And I have actually just now started back driving and being more comfortable and who I am. So the where am I headed? So this is me. This is when I started my journey with my own personal therapeutic art journal. And then I decided to get certified to become a therapeutic art instructor. And now I have found and identified my purpose. This is a picture of a mural that I actually created for a local elementary school, which was actually perfect for me because it was the mural of the 7 Habits tree, which helps children to identify and to develop leadership skills and qualities within themselves. So how fitting was I commissioned to create this beautiful piece of art with such a wonderful purpose. So my purpose is to motivate, to inspire, and to educate. And this is just talks about why I chose therapeutic art and got certified in therapeutic art and why it's such a wonderful thing for all people, regardless of your artistic ability. And I offer multiple different ways in which I can help you with emotional and creative healing. You can check out my YouTube channel for motivational videos and therapeutic art tutorials, one-on-one therapeutic art coaching sessions, and group paint parties and workshops and seminars as well. And here is some of my contact information on ways in which that you can contact me. So sorry about that, but luckily I figured it out. So you guys still got to see it, but hopefully it wasn't too terrible without you guys being able to see the presentation. But I just wanted to come on here today and just uplift you guys and to inspire you and to just know to be the best version of yourself. Actually ask yourself, who am I? Who am I right now at this moment? And who do I want to be? Am I the person that I want to be? Am I living the life that I want to live? Do I have passion and motivation and drive and things that inspire me in my life? And if not, start asking yourself, how can I find inspiration in my life? How can I find passion in my life? What would I be? What traits would I need to have in order to be the person that I feel like I was purposed or I should be? Believe in yourself, regardless of how big your dreams are. The only person that has to understand and to see your vision and to fulfill and to see your purpose is you. Nobody else has to understand. Nobody else needs to get it. You put forth the effort. You believe in yourself. You love yourself enough to have the confidence to be bold within who you are, to be authentic, to push past whatever pains and setbacks that try to distract you from becoming the person that you were destined to be, and to use those for all reasons for why you need to prosper. Do that to show all the reasons why you should overcome. Do that. When someone is negative to you, when someone doesn't believe in you, when someone tries to tell you you can't do it, you're not smart enough, you don't have enough this, you don't have enough that, you've got to get this degree or that certification in order to do this, use that as fuel to motivate you to prove it, not to them, but to your own self. Prove it to your own self. The only person that you need to prove anything to is yourself. It took me 34 years to realize that the only person that needs to be happy with who Kishara is Kishara. I don't need anybody else to be happy with the choices and the actions that I make. As long as I know that I am being genuine and authentic to myself, as long as I know that I am spreading positivity and love and beauty in this world, then it doesn't matter to me what this person thinks or what that person thinks. I spent so much time in my life personally focusing my attention on how is it going to be perceived if I do this, or if I dress like this, or if I follow this career, or if I don't go to school for this. And it left me miserable. It left me stuck, and it left me in negative, terrible situations. As soon as I decided that I was going to focus on what made me happy, what I felt passionate and purposeful for, I was able to use all the experiences that I have gone through to develop a beautiful purpose. So even though me trying to find emotional fulfillment and acceptance through other people caused me a lot of pain in my life, I was able to use that pain to find purpose, to help other people to either break that habit or to stop it before it even begins, to help people find their voice and to be creative and be able to express themselves without fear of what anybody else thinks, and on ways to how they can uplift themselves and motivate themselves. Now, so this right here is my therapeutic art journal, the very first one that I created that started it all. So here is the inside cover, and it says Therapeutic Art Gratitude Journal. So the very first entry that I did states, I am so happy and grateful to have life. And I dated it and signed my name right here. Now, what I love about doing art journaling and art affirmations is that I put so much energy and love into this that it resonates with that energy or that purpose even more. It takes a lot longer to create something like this than it does to just say it or to just write it down. So all of the energy and effort that I put into creating this just magnifies it even more and fills me with that emotion. It helps me declare that over myself even more. Now, I'll just share some of these with you guys so you could see my journey and how I've used this journal and some of the affirmations that I've created. So I am so happy and grateful now that I have courage. I am so happy and grateful now that I have joy. I am so happy and grateful now that I have love, purpose, determination, confidence, motivation, discipline. And this journal in particular is very personal to me because not only are these my personal affirmations, but these were the affirmations that I was creating when I first identified my purpose and started on the path of becoming certified and fulfilling that purpose to help other people spread or find their purpose and live a more happy, fulfilled life through creativity. So these are very personal. These words resonate with me at that season. So focus, clarity, and I always write, I am so happy and grateful now that I have. So I am so happy and grateful now that I have wisdom, that I have the wisdom and the knowledge from all the experiences that I have encountered to create a beautiful purpose, transformation, forgiveness, peace, growth, capable, strength, happiness, value, respect, creativity, wealth, success, security, health, resilience, passion, reliability, protection. And this was at the start of the year where I set my intention and my affirmations for this year. And I'll be transparent and share those with you. So I think I put down all the ones that I already had in here. And then I started doing some angel numbers, and I'll share just a few of those affirmations with you. So I am so happy and grateful now that I have the confidence to pursue my passion for sharing inspiration with my artwork. I am so happy and grateful now that I have the motivation to create new opportunities for success, prosperity, and abundance. I am so happy and grateful now that I have the wisdom to follow my inner voice and trust myself to push forward to achieve my goals. And the last thing I'll share is my area of reflection in regards to those 3 affirmations that I just shared with you that I created in my art therapy journal. So, the reflection says, now that I have the confidence to trust my inner voice to pursue my dreams, I feel amazing. I have so much joy and excitement now that I truly believe that I am capable of living the life of my dreams. I am motivated to explore my independence with self-exploration and self-discovery. I am open to new opportunities for success as I keep my thoughts focused on my goals and positive pursuits of happiness. So those are just some examples of the ways in which I use my art therapy journal personally, and some things that I share with other people to help them as well. So, thank you guys for joining me as I shared my journey from pain to purpose with you guys today.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Let me say this. Let me say this. I absolutely love your journal. Those are
Oh, yay!
beautiful. Yes, I love that. And I also wanted to say congratulations for
Thank
being
you.
seizure free for 2 years. That is awesome. I understand the journey. I will be seizure free in July. So
Oh,
yes,
yay!
good. That'll be my first year. So I'm excited about that as
Congratulations.
well. Yes, but I just wanted to say thank you so much, love, for sharing your journey, for showing us how you was able to heal and find your purpose and how you are walking and living in that today. And I think that that's amazing because we need to hear that. We need to understand that, yeah, life happens. We go through things. It's tough. It's ugly. It's not like we want to go through it, but it happens. But we have
Mhm.
to have the courage and the strength to get up, move past that, and keep pushing. So I'm excited for you, love. So thank you so, so very much. Everyone, make sure that you connect with her. Okay. And again, make sure to know that all of our replays will be replaying this weekend as well. Okay. So thank you again, love. I greatly appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, to everyone else, listen, thank you for rocking it with your girl this week. I greatly appreciate it. All of our replays will play this weekend, so please make sure to be on the lookout for that. I will also send emails out with the links for each replay as well, where you can go to our YouTube page or our Twitter or LinkedIn or something like that and catch all the replays as well. Okay. So, again, thank you so very much. I hope that all of you have an amazing, amazing night, and I will chat with y'all later. Have a great night, guys.